Well, welcome to Sport Time viewers to the Sheffield Arena. Torvill and Dean were here last week, Luciano Pavarotti before that. But now the arena has been handed over to that increasingly popular sport of ice hockey. We've got a knockout competition here featuring 6 of the country's top teams. In fact, it really is the cream of British ice hockey. The arena, opened in 1991 for Sheffield's World Student Games, has rapidly become the country's premier venue for ice hockey. Its 10,000 seats have been regularly filled by the supporters of one of the sport's newest teams, the Sheffield Steelers, who've now entered ice hockey's Division 1 and are looking straight away for promotion to the Premier Division. The Steelers are the home side in this invitation tournament, joined by 5 other teams, all from the Premier Division. The Bracknell Bees quickly found their way from nowhere to Premier Division status. Established in 1987, last season was their first in the top flight, and a hard season it was. The Bees survived though, and are now looking forward to better performances. The Cardiff Devils are favourites to regain this season the league title which they won in 1991. The side's been strengthened by the return to Cardiff of the Cooper brothers, Stephen and Ian, acknowledged as 2 of the sport's best British players. The Billingham Bombers are another highly rated side, and watch out for their pair of imported forwards, Patrice Lefebvre and Richard Laplante, a deadly combination, and their outstanding Canadian defenceman, 27-year-old Andre Malo. The Fife Flyers return to the Premier Division after a year out in Division 1. The Flyers' ranks have been plundered by none other than the Sheffield Steelers, who recruited youngster Les Milley and Neil Abel during the close season. And they are of course minus goal ace import Richard Laplante, now with the Bombers. The Nottingham Panthers were runners-up in last season's league competition and winners of the Autumn Cup, making it the Panthers' best season since 1980. They have Great Britain skipper Chris Kelland on their team at the heart of defence, and spearheading the attack, New Yorker Dan Dorian, who joined midway through last season. The Sheffield Steelers get massive support here at the arena, enabling them to attract some sparkling talent. American international Steve McSwain, Great Britain's Scott Neal, the outstanding youngster Les Milley, Paul Dixon from Humberside and Tom Plummer from Ayr, just some of the close season signings who joined the Steelers' established stars Steve Nemeth, Ron Shudra and Mark Mackey for an assault on the First Division title. The teams have been divided into 2 groups of 3. The Bracknell Bees, the Billingham Bombers and the Cardiff Devils in Group A, the Fife Flyers, the Nottingham Panthers and the Sheffield Steelers in Group B. There'll be 6 preliminary games in which each team will meet its 2 opponents in its own group. Then come the playoffs, the 3rd place teams in each group contesting 5th and 6th places, the 2nd place teams fighting for 3rd and 4th places, and the group winners contesting the top spot, and the prize money is £10,000. Well, day 1 of the tournament saw the Bees and the Bombers take to the ice first. New signings Patrice Lefebvre from Canada and Anthony Payne netted 2 apiece in Billingham Bombers' comprehensive victory over Bracknell Bees. 20-year-old Payne was elated with his success against his old club, while Lefebvre was justifiably proud of the role he had in helping others to score, notching up a total of 4 assists in addition to his goals. However, the most memorable goal was netted by former Fife forward Richard Laplante. Breaking out of defence, he angled a perfect pass off the boards past the Bracknell defender to Lefebvre, who returned the favour, flicking the puck back to Laplante's stick so he could slot it past Bracknell netminder Gary Brine. That goal, a mere 23 seconds after the start of the second period, proved to be the turning point for Billingham, who scored their first after just 2.5 minutes, but went behind at one stage in the first period. Goals for Billingham followed at 4-minute intervals, with Bracknell's Brian Wilkie scoring what looked like a consolation with a lucky deflection off a defenceman's hand less than a minute before the final hooter, only to see that capped by that man Lefebvre with 26 seconds to go. Billingham then 7-3 victors. A scrappy and ill-tempered match between Fife Flyers and Nottingham Panthers ended with Nottingham the eventual winners, despite Fife finishing the first period a goal up. The Scots took an early lead when a deflected shot by 17-year-old Steve King was picked up by Ian Robertson, who had little trouble in beating an already committed Danny Thompson in Nottingham's net. Panthers hit back with a goal from Ashley Tate by the halfway point in the period, but not before Panthers themselves had notched up 6 minutes in penalties, while Flyers had players cooling their heels for 4 minutes. A power play while Nottingham's Nigel Rhodes was waiting out a 2-minute penalty for slashing gave Robertson his second goal, and Fife a 2-1 lead after 15 minutes. 4 minutes into the second period, Nottingham went on a real scoring spree with another from Tate and goals from Dan Dorian and Nigel Rhodes coming in the space of less than a minute and a half. Both sides suffered from poor passing, and Nottingham paid the price when lax defence let Fife's Frank Morris in. With the score at 4-3 in Nottingham's favour, Dorian took a hand again, picking up a pass from Paul Adey, shrugging off a challenge and firing into the top shelf to seal victory. By far the best game of the tournament's first day was the confrontation between Bracknell Bees and Cardiff Devils. Despite completely dominating the first period, Cardiff only managed to find the net twice through Trent Anderson and Stephen Cooper. Although referee Batchelder's handing out 22 minutes in penalties in the first period and a further 14 minutes in the second, the match was even-tempered and full of skill. The hard work the Devils had put in began to pay dividends within seconds of the start of the second period, when Ian Cooper scrambled a puck into the Bracknell net after a defenceman failed to clear. Bracknell hit back with their first goal after 20 minutes, while Stephen Cooper was serving the first of his 2 penalties for roughing. And then the two teams started trading goals. Cardiff's Doug McEwen found the net, then Bracknell's Dave Lambert blocked a shot, picked up the puck on the end of his stick and skated towards the Cardiff net, shrugging off challenges along the way to make the total 4-2. And this despite Bracknell being minus his brother Ross, who was serving out a penalty for charging. Before Ross was back on the ice, however, Cardiff had scored again through Brad Grattan. With both Stephen Cooper and Grattan off the ice, penalised for tripping and hooking respectively, Graham Garden was able to slot in another Bracknell goal, bringing the scoring to 5-3 in Cardiff's favour, a result which really failed to reflect the true superiority of the Welsh side. Far from fresh after returning to Sheffield from their training camp in Latvia at 1 o'clock in the morning, Sheffield Steelers pummeled Fife Flyers into a 10-4 defeat nonetheless. However, the match was not without its scares for Steelers fans, as referee Batchelder awarded a total of 38 minutes in penalties against the Sheffield side, which meant they effectively had one player off for the whole of the match and were sometimes 2 players down. Fife fared little better in the penalty stakes, with their penalties in the sin bin for 28 minutes. New signings Les Milley and Steve McSwain suffered the heaviest penalties, spending 6 minutes apiece in the penalty box. But while he was out on the ice, McSwain did put the puck past Fife netminder Maury Hansen 4 times. All Fife's goals were scored on the power play. Less than 3 minutes into the final period, Steelers had established their domination and were leading by 7 goals to 3 on their way to a 10-4 victory. Although Cardiff Devils started the tournament as hot favourites, Billingham Bombers looked to be their equals until the 5th minute, when new signing Trent Anderson's shot hit Billingham's netminder Ian Young's skate, and he drilled the rebound then off the boards into the net. A minute later, Doug McEwen, in his 4th season for Cardiff, joined Anderson on the scoresheet, and the Welsh side's effort was well underway. Billingham's fate was sealed with 3/4 of the game still to play, when former British Young Player of the Year Nicky Chin netted Cardiff's 3rd from a pass by McEwen, while his team was a man down with Anderson serving a 2-minute slashing penalty. A solo effort from Andre Mallow, who played on in a crucial game for Billingham last season despite having to be given oxygen because of a mouth infection, made the score 3-1 at the end of the first period. But any hopes of a Billingham revival were dashed as Anderson netted his 2nd power play goal of the match and Cardiff's 4th less than 2 minutes after the restart. With Cardiff captain, Scottish international Paul Heavey off the ice, serving a penalty for interference, new signing Anthony Payne put a first-time shot from a pass by Lefebvre into the Cardiff net for a consolation. But it was the Welsh side that was heading for the final after a 4-2 victory. Most of the excitement came in the last 5 minutes after Steelers Canadian defenceman, former Edmonton Oilers player Ron Shudra, scored a memorable solo goal. Shudra secured the puck in his own defensive zone and skated up the ice, splitting the Nottingham defence, but still managed to place his shot with the Panthers breathing down his neck. Until then, the game had been marred by a series of penalties which left both equally perplexed. Two-thirds of the way through the match, Nottingham had had the best of it, with imports Paul Adey and Dan Dorian breaking away from the Sheffield defence to net 3, compared with Sheffield's 1. Then, with Nottingham captain and Great Britain international Chris Kelland serving a 2-minute penalty for hooking, his Great Britain teammate Scott Neal flicked a pass from Mark Mackey past Panthers netminder Danny Thompson. Shudra's solo effort made it 3-3, but Adey still had a surprise in store for Steelers less than 3 minutes from the end when he powered a shot past Donald. As the seconds ticked away towards the final hooter, Steelers took off Donald, playing without a goalie so that they could ice an extra forward. But Thompson in the Nottingham net stood on his head, and Steelers were left to play Billingham Bombers for 3rd place. So to the action then on this second day, and first the playoff for 5th and 6th places. We're going to see the Fife Flyers playing the Bracknell Bees. Your commentators are Paul Ferguson and Richard Beaufry.
So Ken Bullock all set for this one, with Dean Edmonston getting ready for the opening face-off against Ross Lambert. Edmonston has come back from Medway to his hometown of Fife, and he's set to play north of the border. Lambert tips it back onto the D. Lachlan Coombe gets squeezed out along the play, and the Bees come up with it, dump it over the line, and that's picked up by King. He drops it back. A miss hit just inside. The shot comes from the top of the circle. They score! Brian Wilkie, the first touch of the puck. Hansen is beaten. Just 14 seconds gone in the opening period, and what a start for Bracknell.
Play a bit sloppy in the neutral zone. Fife overcommitting, 2 players going after Lachlan Coombe along the boards. Found themselves very unorganized and allowing Bracknell to capitalize.
Coming in from a sharp angle now. Hansen comes out of his net. That goes off the side. Another chance for the Bees as they really do throw their weight around. The Fife Flyers looking totally out of their depth in the opening stages here. Right out front, always a man open. The shot comes in. Lambert takes another shot at it. And the red light goes on.
Ross Lambert is working extremely hard, and it's paying off for Bracknell. Heads up passing and some good aggressive forechecking by Ross Lambert. Kevin King, the small guy who's been around with quite a few teams in the BIHA, really showing his stuff, working well with Ross. Fife with the first power play opportunity. Wilkie, first penalty of the game. Speedy forward who had the first goal of this game, with great legs, having good pass from Cardiff and Basingstoke.
Brown fires that off the boards. It ricochets into the far corner. Picked up by Frank Morris. Gets it back to Brown, a chance to shoot. Oh, that was so nice. Bobby Haig was left on the post. Morris, Cal Brown, and eventually Bobby Haig bring it back to 2-1. That's a power play goal.
Cal Brown showing why he was brought back again this year by Fife. Excellent defenseman with a good playmaking head on him. A good pass right over to Bobby Haig, who's camped out in front of the goal and doesn't miss opportunities like that very often.
That bounces off the plexi. Nocter clears it behind the net. Lambert goes in with one hand. King tries to feed it away, and Lambert now gets it over the blue. Lambert feeds it into center. Back to Lambert, going in on the backhand side. Right in front, a chance. Hansen goes down, all the way back to King. He takes the shot, scores! Kevin King was cruising. Lambert was quick to react. Hansen couldn't get a glove on it.
Once again, Bracknell showing excellent puck-moving ability. They're really passing the puck around nicely. Ross Lambert over the blue line with a nice flip pass across as Cal Brown dives for it. Garden lays it off very nicely to Kevin King, who cruises in from his blue line spot. Kevin King coming right in for the snapshot upstairs. Not a chance for Maury Hansen.
A 2-on-1 situation. King goes in, tries to get it on the forehand side. Nocter goes down and makes the save. That's cleared out into neutral ice territory. Kevin King couldn't hang on to it, and Stephen King picks it up. From a sharp angle, Robertson got a piece of that, but he missed the far post. Pushed along the boards, kicked into the corner, and Wilkie gets it. Wilkie picks up a head of steam. He runs into Robertson, is spun around on the blue line by number 22, Bobby Haig. Bobby Haig, quite an aggressive little forward for Fife. The dump on the blue line is by King, no penalty on the play. Lambert picks himself up slowly, and Dean Edmondson goes into the corner. A good pass from Edmondson, the shot, they score! Stephen King put it right under Noctor.
Good patient play by Dean Edmondson, showing his experience, hanging onto the puck, taking the full opportunity of waiting until the right moment, sliding it over to King, who puts it underneath John Noctor. Edmondson very patiently moving that puck over to King, shoots as he's going down, but still manages to beat the goaltender.
4 Flyers now over the red line. A chance for Cal Brown as he gets to the top of the circle, puts it right in. The deflection is there, and it's cleared away by Dale Lambert. Dirtle slowly gets himself out of the zone. Dirtle picking up a head of steam. This man is deceptive. He lets the wrist shot go, and Hansen makes a great save. Cleared away by Scott Hughes. Still not out of the zone. Dirtle, he seems to be all over the ice for a big man. Right in front. Score! That was nice. Dirtle set it up. Jason Riley was left all alone.
Darren Dirtle, who's been over here quite a few years, showing his experience. A great pass to Jason Riley, who makes no mistake. Maury Hansen is cleanly beaten. Dirtle playing like a 4th forward out there. The big guy logging a lot of ice and going up and down very well. Lays it off for Jason Riley.
Ross Lambert pushes it forward. Dale Lambert right out front. Wilkie waited just a bit too long. Hansen stayed with him. Dirtle, a casual clearance from him, and a break is on now. A 2-man break. Cal Brown goes in on goal, takes the shot, he scores!
Dale Lambert going forward for Bracknell, and that cost them. They were caught with one defenseman on the blue line. Once the pass came past him, it was nobody, and it was Cal Brown and Frank Morris off to the races. The full length of the ice. It's a breakaway from center in. Cal Brown casually takes his time, picks his corner, and puts the puck away.
Tough situation here for Gary Bryan, his first shot of the game.
First shot of the game, and it's a 2-on-0 with nobody really coming back that's going to be close enough to help him out.
Lambert steps into the face-off circle now. All the way back to the blue, the shot coming in from Dale Lambert, the pass from Ross Lambert. Ross fans on the clearance, and Fife bringing it out. Morris got it over. Zawatsky took the shot, that took a deflection. Ross Lambert bangs it off the boards. Wilkie tries to get a stick to it, he does. Taps it forward to King, King and Wilkie. Wilkie right out front, a chance to shoot, he scores!
Bracknell has certainly done the right thing linking these two guys together. Kevin King and Brian Wilkie. Great wheels on the two of them. Cal Brown beaten at center ice by the fast-moving Wilkie. Kevin King picks a puck up, handles it, waits very nicely for Brian Wilkie to get back into the picture. As he hustles in, he puts the puck away.
Goal number 5 for the Bracknell Bees. A great goal scored by 77, Brian Wilkie.
Ross Lambert gets it back. That comes over to Dale Lambert. He flips it over to Dirtle. A bouncing puck to Gary Bryan. That's cleared up to Robertson, and now Robertson feeds it forward. Robertson breaks to the left wing. And a chance for Morris. He kicks it around. He's lost his stick. It's lying in the circle. And it'll give the Bees a chance to break. A 4-on-2 situation. Lambert breaks into center, drops it back. Dirtle winds up, he scores! Oh, that was nice. Dirtle taking no prisoners on that one.
A good thing for young British kids to watch, as well as Ross Lambert. really kept motoring to make sure he got himself over the blue line with the puck. He didn't slow down at all. He picked up the speed to make sure the puck was clearly over the blue line. Then he dumped it off to Darren Dirtle, who had come into the play. The other two forwards doing a good job of staying on sides. Dirtle comes right into the slot, a big wind-up. No chance for Hansen.
Tipped away just inside the blue line, and Brown gets it, bangs it off the boards. The return pass ends up in the near side. Barrington has trouble with it. Barrington gives it away. Garden tips it in behind the goal. The return pass didn't come out, and Lynch now starts it up. Fed up onto the left wing. The Flyers breaking. Brine makes the save. Dean Edmonston gets in there quickly. That comes all the way back to the blue. A chance now with the break is on. Brown cannot get back. Hansen comes out. They score! Graham Garden.
Bobby Haig right at the blue line. Couldn't hold the puck in. Lost control. Graham Garden quick to pounce on it. Skated all the way down the ice. Let Maury Hansen make his move. Garden's got a lot of room. He's at the blue line, coming in, his head is up. Lets Maury Hansen make the move and puts it over his glove for a nice goal. Bobby Haig beaten at the blue line. There's no way Cal Brown is going to get back. The corner is picked and it's put away by Graham Garden for goal number 7.
7-3 the score here in the second period as Garden gets that back. Zawatsky in the corner. Passes that over to Brown, and Brown gets it up on the right wing. Morris waits for Brown. Brown tees it up, and a good glove hand save from Brine. That was labeled for the near corner.
Gary Brine, who never stops moving in his goal, alertly came out to take the angle away. Had his head up all the time. Cal Brown teed this one up. Gary Brine's got it right in the catching glove.
Morris now a chance, lets a shot, scores! That one beat Brine on the short side, kept it down.
Kept it down indeed, Paul, just low enough that Gary Brine couldn't get a glove on it. By the time he kicked the leg out, it was by him. Face-off won by Fife. Frank Morris comes at the top of the circle very quickly and lets it go low and beats Gary Brine.
The Bees started things off with Wilkie, Lambert, Kevin King and Riley getting the goals in the first period. Bobby Haig and King replied for the Fife Flyers. Then Wilkie, Dirtle and Garden came back for Bracknell. Brown and Morrison responded for Fife, and it's now 7-4. The Bees are leading this one in the third period. They have the man advantage, they've got the power play. Dirtle taps it behind the goal. Wilkie calls for it, moves into position behind the goal, now on the far corner. The backhander, the score! Ross Lambert was right there, so was Wilkie.
Well, it was pretty inevitable that that was going to happen the way Bracknell were moving the puck around. Ross Lambert with the final touch, a backhander that beats Hansen. 8-4 the score now for Bracknell. They quickly capitalize on the power play. Ross Lambert moving around, a lot of gives and goes from the Bracknell team. Dirtle, Wilkie, Garden, they all had a touch. The puck comes back across. Lambert pulls it on the backhander and beats Maury Hansen.
Bresco. Dirtle chops at that, gives it up. And Stuart Parker tries to make something of it. Going in on goal. One too many touches there at the last moment. Bresco has a piece of it. Wilkie keeps it in nicely. Garden with Dirtle calling for it. Dirtle on the hash marks, drops it back. Garden right in front. Oh, that was nice.
Excellent goal. Nice work from Stuart Parker. The crowd very delighted with that one. Rob Bresco, nice to see him on the ice. Hasn't had a lot of ice time. Nursing an injury all through the summer. As a part of this, as he helps keep the puck in, Stuart Parker flips it around onto his forehand, takes a hit from behind, but very nicely snaps that one into the top corner.
On the defensive side here, Richard, look at Fife. Everyone looking at the puck. There's a man in behind the defense. That's a cardinal sin. There's a man clear on the left side. Fife totally out of position.
They are watching the game, Paul, and as they're watching it, Bracknell are scoring goals and running away with it.
Some good defensive stuff by Jason Riley. Along the boards, Clues gets it forward to Morrison. Zawadzki winds up, takes the shot. Ryan is out nicely to make the save. Dale Lambert has his pass deflected over to the far side. Paul Barrington leaves it for the D. Scott Clues throws it forward. Not a great pass from him. It's picked up by King. Oh, that was so nice. King did a lot of work there. Wilkie was on the far side, and he batted it home.
Once again, King, Wilkie, Lambert moving the puck around very nicely. We've said it about 50 times during this game. They've accounted for most of the goals. Wilkie getting his hat trick on that play. Kevin King just staying as the high man, keeping the puck inside, cutting the pass off just inside the blue line, doing just what he should do. Now he's got his choice. Is it Lambert or Wilkie? He feeds it to Wilkie, who puts it behind Maury Hansen.
10-4. Bracknell are running away with this one. They're showing that they mean business this year in the Premier League. A shot coming in, a good save by Hansen. Some good stuff from Bobby Breskel to get himself forward. Fife now looking to get something on the score sheet here in the third period. A long pass into Frank Morris. Morris drops it back. Coming in closely is number 21, Paul Barrington. Quickly is King on the attack for Bracknell. King splitting the defense. He scores! That was nice. A good solo effort going through the defense, keeping it down, and Maury Hansen for the 11th time is beaten.
Well, I've played against Kevin King a number of times and seen him play for years over here. He's having the time of his life today. Kevin King, with a great individual effort, splitting the defense, walking right through, keeps his balance, he's on the backhand, and Hansen can't come up with the save. Kevin King walking right through the Fife defense, staying tough. He's low, he's hard to hit because he has that center of gravity that's very low. Gets the backhand off. Once again, Bracknell have a goal.
Dale Lambert couldn't hang on to that. That shot was high, went off the plexi. And it's cleared along the boards, and eventually Dirtle picks it up. Dirtle can hang on to it. A chance for Clues as he works in. Takes the shot, he scores! That was nice. Gary Bryan perhaps slightly out of position, but Scott Clues, who's showing a lot of class out there, put it home with a two-man advantage.
Gary Bryan, who sometimes does play with a little bit of a football style, anticipating the pass, and he was well out of position. Clues had his head up long enough to see that and took the near side as it was really given to him. He had a lot of room. Puck held in at the blue line. Dirtle doing everything he could do to get it out. Clues has the puck, lets it go. A lot of room low on the ice, and he makes no mistake.
It's early days for all of the teams in this competition here in Sheffield. Dirtle. Oh, that was nice. A rocket from the big defenseman makes it 12 for Bracknell.
Well, Peterborough's loss is Bracknell's gain. That's going to become more and more evident as the season goes on. Darren Dirtle, a very classy defenseman. He's big, he can skate, shows his stuff with this one. Turns around, puts a puck on his forehand, and drives that one high and upstairs over the glove of Maury Hansen. With a nice spin, he turns. Hansen may be partially screened by the defenseman in front of him. It doesn't matter, the 12th goal is in for Bracknell.
That goes out over the blue line. Passed already back to Gary Bryan. He wants a touch. He fans on the pass into the far corner, but that doesn't matter. The final buzzer goes, and the final score is Bracknell 12, Fife 5. What a performance by the Bees. But as I said, it's early days, a lot of hockey to come over the season, but right now in this competition in Sheffield, the Fife Flyers end up in 6th position, and the Bracknell Bees in 5th. A fine performance from the Bees.
Well, now it's time for the local heroes to take to the ice. The Sheffield Steelers, well supported here, are meeting the Billingham Bombers for 3rd and 4th place. We join the action with commentators Paul Ferguson and Richard Beaufry.
Both players are being told to leave the face-off circle, so McSwain goes over onto the wing. Wood couldn't handle that. McSwain picks it up on the wing. Pallister goes after him and just got a swipe at it. Once McSwain gets going, hang on. Perry goes in after his man, doesn't make the touch. Sheffield now with number 26, Ron Shudra, trying to get the shot away. That took a deflection. Everyone was cruising on the wrong side of the net as that one came out. Mallow was taken out of the play. A loose puck, shot from a sharp angle, score! Ronnie Wood, who runs this team here in Sheffield, has drawn first blood for the Steelers at 11:16 in the first period.
Crowd very delighted. The home side has the first goal. Shudra coming up from the defensive spot, getting involved, keeping the puck in. Pass came out in front. Ronnie Wood able to beat the goaltender Ian Young on the near side.
First real test here, Richard, for Young.
Good touch to the front. Ronnie Wood right there, number 7, with a quick shot. He beats Ian Young.
Mallow is there as he bangs it off the back of the net. Bombers still with the man advantage. And Chris Peary couldn't poke that in as it whistled through the crease. 42 seconds on the penalty. Coming in now. Donald goes down, that's in the net! Lefebvre. Power play goal goes in on the backhand side.
Billingham capitalized with the man advantage. Harbour reporting that it's Patrice Lefebvre with the first goal for Billingham. Puck kept in by Pallister at the blue line. Lefebvre has all the time in the world. He comes in, does exactly what he wants to do, lets the goalie commit himself, and dekes him on the backhand side. Patrice Lefebvre walks in, Sheffield standing around watching him. Andy Donald makes his move and he's beaten.
Pallister camped out front, ready to take on all comers. And that pass goes through the skates and all the way down the ice as Lee goes back. 52 seconds on the power play effort for the Steelers. Flipped up onto the wing. And a chance now for Sheffield. Scott Neal can't control that pass. He elects to go behind the goal. Number 21 is there. Mackey taken out of the play. A nice pass from McSwain. Lee a chance now. The top of the circle, lets it ride. And that took a deflection into the corner. McSwain picks it up. Neal gathers it now. Shudra, he lets it rip. He scores! 2-1 on a power play effort from back at the blue.
Well, as the puck was worked from behind the goal, the Billingham box had backed in. Shudra with a lot of time coming in from his defensive spot. All the time in the world, pulls the puck off the boards, takes a couple strides, tees this one up, really lets it go. Ian Young beaten on the deflector glove side, giving up quite a bit of room.
Well, you can't really tell here, but was he screened? I don't think so. I think Young saw that one and he just got the angle slightly wrong. Peary breaks up center. Laplante now gets by one man. Laplante has a chance to let the shot go, decides to work his way in nicely. Laplante looking for the wraparound, he scores! This time Donald wasn't there to make the save, and that's another power play goal.
Andy Donald very slow to come back to the other post. Richard Laplante walks around the net and tucks it home. Good individual effort, heads up hockey from Richard Laplante. He walks around the defense leaving at their feet. Andy Donald can't get over there quick enough. Richard Laplante has the goal. There you can see the defenseman committing himself, going down. Richard Laplante hangs on nicely and tucks it in.
1 minute remaining on the penalty to Pallister. Steelers bring it up, hit the blue line with 4 Bombers back. The pass right through is intercepted by Mallow. McSwain gets it back nicely to Neal. Neal with a lot of time out there. Still with Neal, takes the shot. And a good move by Mallow, or Smith rather, as he got a stick in there at the last moment. Loose puck is gathered by Neal. Scores! Another power play goal, a loose puck right in front of the net. Scott Neal spun around.
2 chances for a pound. The first one he fanned on, the second one he made count. Scott Neal stayed with it. He spun around. Shudra keeping the puck in at the blue line. Works it over to Scott Neal. He's hooked, he's held. Andre Mallow is down and committed. Neal spins around and much to his own delight, backhands the puck into the corner.
Young will come out and the Bombers gather it, bounce it off the boards, but it's kept in nicely by McSwain. Given away, Lee can't get it. Coming in and LaPlante, still LaPlante, he scores! Richard LaPlante put it right under the goaltender just as the Bombers got back to full strength.
Great individual effort from Richard LaPlante. Along the boards, McSwain's pass was a sloppy one. LaPlante took it away. Phil Lee, who's not a very weak defenseman, really trying to muscle him out. LaPlante holds his ground and tucks it underneath the goaltender for the tying goal.
From a different angle, right under the goaltender, you can see the red light going on in the background. All the way down the ice, no icing is the call from the officials. Play continues. Some good stuff now as Scott Neal goes in and Young goes down to make a great save. Neal was left all alone. And it's not very often you see the ex-Murrayfield racer and Great Britain forward miss an opportunity like that.
A lot of pressure being applied on Ian Young.
This time they get it over the red line. Millie, the youngster from Fife, bangs it home to make it 4-3.
Sheffield crowd enjoying it. The home side is back on top. Good work around the back of the goal from Mark Mackey. He finds Les Millie right in front.
Now a lot of hand clapping and dancing. They haven't started the wave yet, but I'm sure that will happen as LaPlante loses that from the face-off circle. And down comes McSwain. He takes the shot. He scores! Oh, what a rocket of a shot down the far corner, and Young couldn't get anywhere near it.
Another lesson for the youngsters. Get the quick shot off while you're on the move. Exactly what McSwain did, and he's got a goal. Sheffield people loving every minute of it. McSwain coming over the blue line. Doesn't take a lot of time. Gets the big wind up, but his feet are still moving. Lets it go. Ian Young beaten.
And so it's a Bombers power play. They set it up. The box is set up by the Steelers, moving in closely now. A chance with a wraparound. Donald goes down. The shot is there. LaPlante got a piece of it, but so did Donald. Mallow gathers that off the boards. Mallow looking for Pallister at one side, but he eventually elects to go into the corner. Windridge is right out front. A chance. Pallister lets it rip. He scores! Great power play goal by the big number 24.
Billingham certainly had the right idea with the power play right from the start. They put the kid, number 9, Windridge, in front of the goal just to try and mix things up and create havoc for Andy Donald, while LaPlante and Lefebvre were buzzing around making cute little passes. The puck eventually ended up on the stick of Mark Palliser, who drove it home for a well-deserved goal.
And the net is still wide open for the Bombers. They have 4 attackers out there. That comes back. Mallow takes a backhand shot. It goes into the corner. This one is in the history books. The Steelers have won it, and they have captured 3rd place in this tournament in Sheffield. The final score, a brilliant finish. The crowd are on their feet as the Sheffield Steelers 5, the Billingham Bombers 4. What a finish, what a game.
Well, they certainly love their ice hockey here in Sheffield. There's a terrific atmosphere in the arena with the final about to take place between the Cardiff Devils and the Nottingham Panthers. It should be a terrific tussle. Let's join commentators Paul Ferguson and Richard Beaufort.
And so we get set to start the first period of this big final between the Cardiff Devils and the Nottingham Panthers. The Panthers playing from left to right. Get things off with Waghorn touching the puck in his own circle. Waghorn slams on the brakes, whistles it to the far side. And a chance now as the Panthers come out over the blue, up to the red, the big shot. And Wood gets the glove down on that backhand, picks it up, and comes up with the first save of the game. Face off deep in Cardiff Devil territory. 12:59 remaining on the period. Still no score in this one, and the Devils now started out. Coming down on the right side, some good stuff from both teams here in the early stages. That comes all the way back, but not as far as the point. Coming up quickly, the Panthers looking stronger, and Wood goes up. And that was a high shot.
Stephen Cooper is going to go to the box for slashing. Back shoulder, not going to let the team swing the stick. Simon Hunt was in full force coming down the ice. Cooper having a good whack at him. He'll sit for 2 minutes. Simon Hunt with good legs, a strong young British player trying to get a shot off. Eventually he does. It goes high off Jason Wood, but the penalty had already been indicated by referee Batchelder.
Hunt in the face-off circle. Now he decides to move out onto the wing. Getting set for this one is Dorian. Dropped all the way back. Kurtenbach cleverly throws it to the far side, right in front. The shot comes, and that's in the goal! Rhodes was right out front. Power play situation. 2 men in the box for Devils.
Shannon Hope coming out of the penalty box is not a happy man. He's allowed to come out now that the goal's been scored. There were 10 seconds remaining on his penalty. The puck moved across. Chris Kellen takes a look, directs it to the front of the goal. Cardiff unable to get it out of there. Nigel Rhodes has the final say, and Jason Wood is beaten.
1-0, the Panthers get the first goal of the game, and here it is again on a power play situation. The red light comes on. Coming back on the offensive now. Thompson reaches for that one as it goes by him. It bounces off the boards, and Kellen is back out on the ice. Waghorn tries to get away from his man. He does. Kellen taps it forward in a break now for the Panthers. Some good stuff. That comes off the bar. Perkins got a piece of that. Wood put his glove up but couldn't get a glove to it. Dorian will feed it all the way back to Kurtenbach. He throws it up to the far side. The shot comes in. Wood goes down, they score! No goal. The end of the period. The whistle has gone. The Panthers are celebrating, but I'm afraid they were just a split second too late. So the first period ends with the Panthers clinging to that 1-goal lead over the Devils. Chin goes in with one hand, gets it right in front, and Waghorn is there to steer it away. Chin gets it back. Too far for Shannon Hope. He can't keep it in, but he hangs on to the puck. It's pushed up onto the left side. A chance now for the Devils. Chin takes the shot, scores! An excellent play from the Devils levels the score here in Sheffield.
Cardiff have come out stronger at the start of this second period. They're skating a lot better than they did in the first. A nice pass laid off. Nottingham defensemen leaving their feet. Thompson's got to try and get back, but he can't. Nick Chin puts it by him for the goal. Nottingham committed too much to the left side. Nick Chin is wide open on the right, and he makes no mistake.
A giveaway here. Kurtenbach comes in. Kurtenbach a chance. Wood comes up with a big save. Well, some sloppy defensive stuff. It's still not whistled down. Another shot comes in. Wood goes down. The loose puck is there. A lot of pushing and shoving in front of that goal, and the Devils still unable to get the puck out. Rhodes is mixing it up along the boards. Cooper is there. Waghorn moves in, and Batchelder again will have to sort this one out.
Stephen Cooper and Nigel Rhodes having a good go at each other along the boards. Rhodes without his helmet. Terry Kurtenbach on a play earlier on his way to the goal takes a shot. Wood has the save. Dorian doesn't get a crack at the rebound. It appears that the whistle's going to be blown, but the puck isn't held and play continues. Waghorn drives it back toward the goal. A lot of scrambling around the front of the net. Kurtenbach was unable to hold it, and that's when things went to the side of the boards and got rough.
King is brought down by Dorian, and Dorian is breaking down the left wing. Dorian trying to get back in a hurry. runs out of places to go, picks up the puck, goes for a circle, flips it to the far side. Chris Kellen now. Kellen, a lot of time. He scores!
Nottingham go back into the lead. A wrist shot from Chris Kellen has done it. Congratulations coming from Dan Dorian to him. It was Dorian's patience that made that play happen. Dorian with a good check, getting the puck out of his zone. Moves the puck all the way across the ice to Kellen. All the Cardiff Devils, 4 red shirts caught on the other side of the ice. Chris Kellen makes no mistake with the wrist shot. The puck slid across nicely from Dorian. Cardiff are scrambling, they're out of position. Chris Kellen has got his corner.
Hope spins around, takes the shot. Given off to Cooper. He tries to squeeze it through from an awkward angle. And the whistle blows. Oh, and there's a punch. Cooper let it fly. Some big punches coming in here. And these guys will not see much more of this game.
Nigel Rhodes showing a little bit of boxing ability. Ian Cooper with the quick temper real quickly turned around and retaliated after the two of them had come together. Rhodes wasn't going to have it, and he cut loose, the both of them having a good go at each other.
Rhodes is making his way to the showers, and here comes Cooper. He's going to go in the same direction. They're being given 5-minute major penalties. And that comes back to the top of the circle. Hope is calling for it. Hope gets it, a chance to let the shot go. This time he does. That's in the net. Well, did Thompson see that one? It stayed on the ice. And once again, we have a tie ball game.
Terry Kurtenbach and Doug McEwen were tied up right in front of Danny Thompson. And when Shannon Hope's shot right on the ice went by him, you could see him just wave his arms that he never saw the puck.
Great reaction from the Cardiff supporters. They got the music, they got the momentum, and here's how the goal went in.
Puck moved across to Shannon Hope. He's got a lot of time, tees it up, keeps it right on the ice. The two players tied up in front, clearly screening Danny Thompson.
A loose puck in front, a chance. The shot goes high and wide of the target. Dorian had a golden opportunity to put the Panthers in the lead. McEwen starts up on the left wing slowly. They score! Jason Stone took what should have been a routine save for Thompson and put it in the back of the net.
Danny Thompson's had an excellent game, but I'm sure he'd like to have another chance of this shot from Jason Stone. Close call at one end for Dorian going at the Cardiff goal. McEwen pushes the puck out to Jason Stone, who lets a pretty harmless looking shot go right on the ice, but it's enough of a shot to beat Thompson, and Cardiff are in the lead.
As I said, Richard, fairly routine save for the goaltender, just a whack at the puck for Stone. Dorian working with Ashley Tate, that comes over to an open wing. 15 seconds on the clock, the goaltender is out of the net at the other end of the rink. The Panthers have thrown on an extra attacker. Can they get a shot? That goes all the way down and it's in the net. That was nice. Chin setting up that goal. Some hard work from Bratton too made it possible, and that makes it 4-2. And now with 6 seconds on the clock, this must be the Devils game.
We said that Grattan hadn't hit the net very much. He's got the big shot. This time he didn't need a big shot. He just simply needed to hit the net, and that's exactly what he did. Cardiff have worked hard and fought themselves into this game when it appeared Nottingham were going to take it away from him. Grattan this time from behind the center red line, which can be dangerous, throws it down the ice, and it's into the goal for an empty netter, and the 2-goal cushion should be enough for Cardiff.
From the face-off, it's steered down to Waghorn. He watches the clock tick down, and there goes the buzzer. The Cardiff Devils have won the Sheffield Invitational Tournament. An excellent game, an excellent tournament. We hope you've enjoyed it. So final score, the Devils 4, the Panthers 2. So the Devils have taken this Sheffield Invitational Tournament. That's the way it ends. Ronnie Wood, general manager of the Sheffield Steelers. You set this tournament up, but your team finished third. Are you disappointed?
Well, I'm disappointed that we finished third, but really we're playing against Premier League teams. We've come out from last year, just been promoted. All in all, we're quite satisfied, but first place would have been nice. It's a wrench to part with the money, but that's life. You put it on the line and you pay the price.
Alex Dampier, coach of the Nottingham Panthers. Did you guys run out of steam? What happened at the end?
No, I think we just got frustrated in the fact that we'd worked very hard and created a lot of good chances. Didn't put the puck in the net when we should have. And, you know, when the run of the play goes against you, you have to open up a bit. And really that's what happened at the end of it all. We opened up a bit and they capitalized on the chance they got.
It was very physical at times. Were you expecting that?
Yeah, I think it's always going to be that way with Cardiff and ourselves. We've had a long tradition of banging horns throughout the seasons. They've always been good, honest, close games. And tonight was the same thing. It could have gone either way at any particular time.
Did the final go as planned?
Yeah, I think it was going to be pretty tight. Nottingham are known for a defensive-minded game. They did that. They played well, solidly in the back, and but we just kept plugging away. All the goals weren't that pretty, but that's how you're going to have to get them. We tried to jam the front of the net, shoot a lot, jam the net, and we got a couple of sort of garbage goals.